Welcome to the Spotlight FX studio. We're excited to have you join us today. Thanks for spending the time. I'm Travis Parigi, the founder at Liquid Frameworks, and I'm excited to have Matt Dana, the Field FX product manager, join us today. We're going to walk through the FX Forms module in the Field FX product suite today. The Forms module gives our users the ability to create and manage and run through various workflows electronic forms in both the mobile world and the back office world. So I thought where we would start is ask Matt to tell us some of the common forms that we see our customers use out in production today.
Yeah, so some common forms are job safety analysis forms or tailgate safety meetings, equipment non-conformance, explosive checklists, inventory checklists, equipment failure reports, and a variety of others.
So something like the equipment failure report where a piece of equipment has failed in its performance, or it's been damaged, or something's gone wrong with it. How could we use that in conjunction with our enterprise asset management module? I know we have a Spotlight FX video out there for EAM, but maybe give us a quick brief overview of how we might leverage that FX form in that EAM module.
Yeah, so if there's a form in mobile offline and you have an equipment failure, say you're doing an audit of your equipment or your inventory, and you see that some piece of equipment has failed, you can check a box, for example, and when that information is synced to back office, it will automatically feed into the EAM module, and then you'll get your work order, and that's where you can go service that piece of equipment.
Yeah, nice. So it all sort of works holistically together, seamlessly.
Exactly.
That's great. So these forms, they sound like they can be really any type of form, be it paper-based or electronic, that the customer has, and they want to move it into the Field FX world. How do you go about creating those forms? How do I build them?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think it's one of the big benefits of using the forms within Field FX. It's a configuration exercise. So it's not something that Liquid Frameworks has to modify the product to accommodate. Our customers are able to go in through configuration in force.com, and they're able to build their own forms. They can add fields, they can be checkboxes, they can be pick lists, free text, open text, required fields or not. They can configure the layouts. They can configure what the output to the customer, if there is a customer, or a signable document looks like. But all this can be done through the hands of the customer. It doesn't have to be at the hands of Liquid Frameworks.
So clicks, not code. I don't have
Correct.
to do any coding. That's great. Speed to market is important, obviously. Where can I use these forms within Field FX?
Well, so you can use them online or offline. So you can use them either in the back office or in mobile. Whether you're connected or not. You can use them within the context of jobs and tickets. So you can have forms that are tied directly to your jobs, or if you have tickets that are going for multiple days, you have a job safety analysis you're doing every single day before you start the work, you would generate a form at that point.
Cool. And so what about reportability of these? Not from the perspective of the customer-facing report, I know we can do that, but if we're building these forms, and there's so many of them, I want to have actionable reports, or maybe metrics and analytics, and what can I do there?
That's a good question. Yeah, so I mean, capturing the data is one thing, but being able to do something with the data and glean information from the data is something else. So within the system, you can build out the forms. Every single field on those forms can be aggregated. So for example, if you want to look at safety trending on a job safety analysis form, you can do that. In addition to that, everything is actionable. So if you check a box that says you have a piece of a logging tool that failed, that can automatically kick off email notifications. It can post into Chatter so that everyone can be aware of that. And you can even put it into an approval process to where someone else can automatically have to come in and approve a particular step. That's
great. So these forms aren't really siloed chunks of data or blobs of data. They're actually able to be reported against and integrated and all that stuff. That's really great. And tell me about the way that we could integrate this data. I mean, these fields and forms that we create, is all that part of the API now automatically?
Yeah, it's a good question. So within Field FX, and this really carries throughout the application, whether you're adding fields on a form or you're adding fields to a job or a ticket or a quote or a price book, etc., any of the objects within the system, any new fields that are added or fields that come out of the box with Field FX are immediately available through the API. So without getting into too much technical detail, what that means is that if you have other systems that need to consume the data, we don't need to go in on the Liquid Framework side and modify these APIs so that they can communicate the data. It's just automatically pushed out.
That's great. So FX Forms really enables our customers to not only get their FX forms electronic, but it also marries up the e-field ticketing side of things, which is electronic. So we get everything out of the paper world into the digital world and just get out of that manual, laborious, paper-based process. So fantastic module. There are lots more modules within FieldFX, and we've got Spotlight FX videos for every one of them. So thanks for spending the time with us, and we look forward to seeing you again. And thanks, Matt.
Thank you.